Lou woke up in the middle of the night with a strange, suffocating sensation pressing down on his chest. Fear consumed him. His eyes scanned the darkness, searching desperately for an explanation. And then, at the foot of his bed, he saw it. Annabelle. This account is preserved in the Warrens' files. Lou later explained, I remember lying in bed when I suddenly woke up. I knew something wasn't right. And then I saw her, sitting on my bed, right at my feet. It was the rag doll, Annabelle. I couldn't move. I felt her slowly crawling onto me, inch by inch, climbing up my legs until she rested on my chest. I'll never forget those dark, empty eyes. And then she lifted her arms and wrapped them around my neck. She was strangling me. I couldn't move no matter how hard I tried, and I knew she wouldn't stop until she killed me. Lou struggled until he fainted. When he woke up the following afternoon, he was convinced of one thing. It had not been a dream. Determined to rid himself of the doll, and whatever force lived inside it, he knew he had to act. Still, he worried for his friends. Annabelle would not stop with him. That night, Lou was in Donna's apartment. It was close to 11 o'clock, and the two of them were looking at road maps, planning a trip. Suddenly, from Angie's room, she hadn't yet returned from work. They heard violent rustling, as if someone were rifling through belongings, followed by loud banging noises. Donna froze, thinking for a moment that it might be a burglar. But Lou feared something worse. Summoning his courage, he walked to Angie's door. As he reached for the handle, the noises suddenly stopped. He opened the door slowly and reached his hand into the dark room, searching for the light switch. The room was empty. Empty, except for Annabelle, sitting silently in the far corner. Lou stepped closer, but an awful sensation crept over him. A chilling feeling that someone was right behind him, watching. Moments later, Donna rushed in, startled by Lou's scream. She found him collapsed on the floor, trembling violently. His shirt was soaked in blood. When she tore it open, she gasped. Across his chest were 7 deep claw marks, 4 horizontal, 3 vertical. Donna and Angie later confirmed these wounds in the case files, though neither thought to take photographs. The marks, which Lou swore burned and even radiated heat, mysteriously vanished within 2 days. At that point, they knew this was no ghost of a child. Something far darker was at work. Seeking help, not knowing where else to turn, the friends contacted the church. The first person they spoke to was an Episcopal priest, Father Hagen. He came to the apartment and listened carefully as they described everything they had seen. Though he understood the seriousness of the case, he admitted he wasn't prepared to deal with it. So he referred them to his superior, Father Cook. Cook, recognizing the danger, reached out to the most experienced demonologist he knew, Ed Warren. The Warrens wasted no time. They arranged a meeting with all 3 witnesses. Ed, a devout Catholic and seasoned paranormal investigator, was astonished at how easily the girls had trusted the words of a supposed child spirit they had contacted through a medium. He explained that Annabelle, the little girl, had never existed. Every sign pointed to something darker. The parchment notes, the doll's ability to move and even appear in different locations. The drops of blood that mysteriously appeared on its body. These were deliberate acts, evidence of intelligence. And human spirits did not possess that kind of power. After interviewing the witnesses, examining the doll, and reviewing Lou's wounds, the Warrens reached a chilling conclusion. They were not dealing with a ghost. They were dealing with a demon. The doll itself wasn't possessed. Instead, it was being used as a conduit, a link between our world and the realm of demons. The medium, they explained, had been manipulated. By convincing the girls that the doll was inhabited by a lonely child, the entity had won their trust, granting it access to their lives. What had happened in their home was what the Warrens called an infestation. The Warrens' warning. Ed explained, demons cannot simply attack people at random. They need permission and invitation even if unintentional. By accepting the doll, by treating it as though it belonged in your home, you welcomed the entity inside. And once there, it fed on your fear. The Warrens knew they had to act quickly. From their experience, the attack on Lou was only the beginning. The next step would be even darker. the demon would try to leave the doll and attempt to possess a human being. And the only way it could complete that possession was through murder.